Hello and welcome to Splash Wave. There we go. No spike on the mic. That's what we like. How about that? This is, I am MykonosFan, Chris. That's probably going to be easier for this. And you probably watch my stuff if you're here, because I don't think this will ever be on the podcast service. But if not, I am a white male video game person on the internet, which is very unique. There's not a lot of those. And this show is basically, it's like a show about nothing. I don't think anyone's ever done that either. So this is great with me. I have someone who I'm not sure has an internet handle he wants to publicize. No, keep that.
Yeah,
you don't want me to plug your top 10 Resident Evil movies video? Are there 10?
Did I make that?
No. Have there been 10? Been 10?
There's been about 9.
Okay, so in like 3 months you'll be set. So this is Alex. Say hello.
Hello, everybody.
You didn't say just hello. You've already broken.
What?
Dumb joke.
Oh.
But anyway, this show, how I'm thinking of doing it, let me poke at my laptop and get the calendar up. We'll just break the illusion and say we're recording this on July 13th, a Friday. What I'm imagining I'll do is, because I need more perks on the Patreon for the nice people who give more than $1 a month, we'll probably say like anyone $3 and up gets this on the Tuesday before the last Friday of the month. That way to get a nice good few days early. But I like Last Wave as like an end of the month podcast. Everyone puts their podcast out on Friday, so me too, I guess. But Patreon people will get it on Tuesday. That's the idea. I don't know if every month there'll be a guest. I don't know anything. I just want to see how this goes, because I've known Alex for about 3 weeks, and I've always wanted to put a microphone in front of us and just see what happens. It probably won't be interesting to anyone but us, but I don't really care. That's
all that matters.
Yeah, whether this is episode 0, 1, 2, or 58, wherever it goes, that's where it's going. So hello.
I like episode 0.
Episode 0.
To continue with the Resident Evil thing, I like just podcast 0.
I could call it chapter 3 and never release it. And just like put the image in the video somewhere.
Yeah.
Almost 3 years later, and Phantom Pain still just pisses me off. I don't know what it is.
I don't think there's anyone that doesn't piss off.
Konami.
No?
Konami, the person. He just hates it. But
what does Konami look like? If I had to paint a picture of like
a Japanese health club, but with arms, legs, and like a pachinko heart.
I like that. I was picturing just a tuxedo with just a fucking mean-looking arcade head, but I like that image better.
We'll combine the two, and we'll make it the mascot for this episode somehow.
I like that.
8 years from now.
We get somebody to draw that.
Yeah. So, Alex is already choking on water. The loose structure for at least this episode is we're just going to talk about what we've been playing for the last month, because we both happen to like video games. Then I imagine we'll probably venture off into like Urbex or something and probably just say we like Dan Bell's videos a lot. Yeah. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So, you're the guest, I've done all the talking. What have you been playing in the last month?
Oh, let's see here.
Is there anything you're like, hell yeah about, or have you just been killing the time?
What stands out, I think, is Stardew Valley.
Oh, where'd you get the idea to play that one?
From a certain top 15 Game of the Year list. I think it was top 15, I don't know. But, yeah.
I don't even remember. So, sure. 15. How many hours would you say you put in?
Not much yet, but there's like just so much stuff to do. Like it's just a grand spectrum of things, so it's kind of overwhelming, which in a good way. So
yeah, because I'm only used to people like me who have put like 100 hours into it, so I don't know the perspective of someone who isn't that deep in, that has lost almost a literal week of their life to this game.
I'm not crazy about the mining.
You don't like the mining?
Yeah, and that's a big part of it. I think that's what turned me off when winter hit. It was like, I can't farm at all, so I just have to mine or fish. And fishing's okay. We
should probably clarify if people don't know. Stardew Valley, spiritual successor to Harvest Moon. It's all about farming. There's also a dungeon crawling light combat element to the game.
Which is, I like the combat element.
Yeah. So it's a game that goes in seasons. So there's spring, summer, fall, and winter. Naturally, your main thing is to grow crops and tend to that, but in the winter, you can't really grow that many crops, so you're forced to look elsewhere for something to kill the 30 in-game days. And that might be mining, and they might be giants. I put up with the mining, but when I think of the game, that's like the last thing I think of.
Yeah.
Because I just do it to do it. It's like I have to. I don't feel good about it.
How I would define the game is like the farming, like building the farm is the main thing, and then the relationships are sort of like a close second.
Like with all the townspeople.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just building, like in general. And I guess, would you say that this game like spawned from the sort of Minecraft craze? Like that was Minecraft was sort of the ball point, and then the Big Bang was like Terraria. And then,
I'd say so, because even the
Bazinga.
Even the Bazingo, the sound effects when you pick up items do that little...
Which is really satisfying.
It's that Minecraft sound, like almost exactly. Like, that has to be intentional. There you go. That sounded a little gross at the end, but... Yeah. So, it's kind of got a similar cycle of like... Well, I guess in Minecraft you don't sleep at night, so I guess it's not really a similar cycle at all, but...
You can. It's totally optional.
Yeah, so it's more
in case you didn't know how Minecraft worked.
I got some achievements in Minecraft. That's about it.
Yeah.
But like in the morning, you're probably going to be tending to your animals and your crops, and in the evening, you'll probably be in the mines trying to get stuff to upgrade your farm equipment, stuff, materials to help build new buildings, shit like that. We can swear in this, by the way.
Fuck.
Heck. But it's.
So maybe.
I put up with it. I don't...
Yeah.
It's like, if I could improve one part of that game, like wave a magic wand, I'd make... I don't know how I'd make it more interesting, but... Because like even the mine levels are procedurally generated.
So really? I didn't know that.
For the most part. So I don't know if like crafting actual 4x4 levels would make that more interesting to me, but I've never... left the mine in Stardew Valley thinking, I can't wait to get back in there. It's always like, I guess I'll go back in the next in-game day.
And you should probably mention the energy thing. So
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, any action you do, whether it's like hoeing the field or fishing or anything, like takes some energy. And obviously there's like different cost of energy for activities. And mining is like up there because you're constantly like swinging the pickaxe and stuff. And it's not even that like turns me away from the mine.
It's just by the time you get to the mine, you've done all your stuff early on in the day. Mm-hmm. That also takes energy. So early on in the game, you're probably already at like a third of the way to being empty on your energy, which makes you pass out and you go to the hospital. Yeah. You get charged a fine. The doctor says, you can date me if you want, I guess, but I'm so busy. And you're like, wait, what? So you can't romance him.
Yeah.
So by the time you get to the mine, which is your way to build it up, and like this is a part of the grind of Stardew Valley, you're kind of feeling anxious because it's like, I gotta really manage what I do here. Hashtag
the grind.
I had to grind for this view. Yeah, I don't know. But I still adore that game. I still think it's my favorite thing I played in 2016 when that came out. Above even like Uncharted 4 and everything like that. But
really?
Yeah.
Above Uncharted 4?
I do. I think Uncharted 4 was like my second favorite that year. But Stardew Valley to me was just like... Yeah, I think I said in the video, but it just got to me in a way because I really liked Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town on Game Boy Advance. And that was a sprite-based Harvest Moon game with really similar hooks. Like, I'd say of all the Harvest Moon games I played, that one felt the closest to Stardew Valley. Like, kind of a cutesy prototype, if you want to like be really reductive. So Stardew Valley was the only Harvest Moon game since then I felt like was an actual sequel to that Harvest Moon. So it was like built just for me, basically.
I missed out on all that Harvest Valley stuff.
Harvest Moon?
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, I like them to cross over and just be like, fuck it, we'll pick you up, but...
I don't know how I missed out on that stuff.
I'd say you grew up on a lot of... We'll get into you here. You grew up on a lot of, from what I can think of, like Silent Hill, Metal Gear Solid, like M-rated games when you were like 3 years old.
I suppose, yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, my first PlayStation was PlayStation 1. My first PlayStation game was Silent Hill. And obviously I was like so young, so all I did was start the game and like get engrossed in the atmosphere, and then not be able to do anything beyond getting killed by like the first enemy or two. So
that's how it was for me when I played it.
And so year. I was a fan.
Yeah, huge fan of the genre. But I can see growing up on that and looking over at this anime farming game and being like, I don't want to play that. Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't it a Nintendo exclusive as well?
Well, actually, that Game Boy Advance one was originally a PlayStation 1 game.
Oh.
And they like demade it for Game Boy Advance. The primary focus was Nintendo systems, but you would get like special editions on PlayStation 2 of some games. And it did have like one exclusive that was like a futuristic Harvest Moon, which I've never even seen a screenshot of.
Sounds kind of cool.
It sounds kind of cool.
Wait, do you mean futuristic as in modern day, or like futuristic as in like Chrome and space?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Huh.
I don't know if I want to know. I kind of like it as like a Chrome thing, but
spaceships
then,
and
like, do the cows just have like fishbowl?
Yeah.
Like, what's different?
That's a good image. I like that.
Yeah. So maybe that should be the Concerned Apes next thing. I think it's the Harvest Moon developer's like name he goes by. At the beginning, there's that little pink monkey dude, Concerned Ape.
Oh. I was thinking that was cartoons for some reason.
No. I've told you, right?
All those logos sort of mesh together after a while, like...
Yeah. Well, if it helps you, Concerned Ape is the one you can push the button and the little ape will go, oh, because you poked him. He's like, oh. But...
You see, what I was going to say was, for no particular reason whatsoever, I was never a Nintendo guy. I don't know why. Like... They always looked great. I always like saw other kids playing. I was like, yeah, but...
You are a man who grew up in the Pokemon at its highest peak ever, when it was a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah,
and you just never interfaced with it.
I remember walking at school and hearing people like, Pokemon, and I was like, oh, it's a look the other way. Now I have no idea why, because I loved RPGs. I did love like cutesy Japanese stuff, things. You know.
You did, not anymore.
No, I still do. Yeah. But I don't know, just like some rare.
You were just you were that kid.
Yeah, I was that kid.
It's hard for me to imagine because Pokemon was like a defining thing. Like every single day you go to school, you talk about Pokemon. What'd you play? What was the show like? Hey, did you bring your cards? The school hasn't outlawed it yet. Fuck you, Cottageville. You know, it's just like a thing. I can't even. Like someday I just want to.
And I did watch the show.
I know an old friend of ours did. I think he set you off on like a Pokemon emulator, right? And then there was that online battle thing he did.
Yeah.
So that was like your introduction. But someday I'd like to sit you down in front of an actual Pokemon game and to see how you get into it, if you even like care at this point. Because I wonder if
I think I did, like after I played the online thing for a while, like maybe a year or two later, I tried to get an emulator and get one of the Game Boy ones, and it was just too dated to get into.
Yeah. They did remake them.
Oh.
There's one on Game Boy Advance, Fire Red, Leaf Green. That's the first game. Then DS got Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which were the second set. Mm-hmm. I'd probably put Heart Gold or Soul Silver in front of you, because those are my favorites. But even now, that was like almost 10 years ago. Or was it? Heart Gold and Soul Silver was like 2011, but it's still kind of dated.
Yeah. That's crazy that we're saying something from 2011 is dated.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I was...
We're fucking old.
Kind of back to our point of what we've been playing, you accidentally sold me on trying Xbox Game Pass. So I was playing Halo Wars Definitive Edition, and the title screen says like 2009 or something. And I was like, what? Then I thought about how Halo Wars 2 came out like last year or something, and I was like...
That's a big gap.
Not only did they have like a huge gap, but also Halo Wars 1 is fucking like 10 years old now.
It's still amazing too.
All units is still hilarious to me.
All units.
10 years later. Local units.
I played a... I know maybe we'll go jump back to the recently playing, but to go off of Halo Wars, there was another... I think it was an Xbox 360 launch title called Command & Conquer 3 from the exact same people. And they made Halo Wars like a year later. Command & Conquer was like really good. Like if you like Halo Wars, this was just like... it was different art and stuff, but it was like streamlined. If you like StarCraft and...
fans of the genre. If
yeah.
Mid-2000s gaming site, you would say fans of the genre. But Command & Conquer's been on my list for a long time. Because I
don't know where you... I mean, I guess the online store, but I haven't seen it, like a physical copy in years and years.
Probably have to hope it runs on a modern computer or...
Here's how dated it is. Sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I rented it at a Blockbuster.
Wow.
Yeah.
They just closed two of the last Blockbusters up in Alaska, actually.
Alaska?
Yeah. So the last remaining one is in Bend, which I assume is in Bend, Oregon, which is where that PlayStation studio Bend is at.
Whoa.
But there's that dead one near us I've been meaning to go back and get pictures of in Ashland, where we saw that, like, Blockbuster with the sign and everything still there off on the side.
Yeah.
Because somebody posted that in the Dan Bell group a few weeks ago, and I was like, fuck, I'm going to go get pictures of that.
I need to join that Dan Bell group.
You do, and we should probably add it to our list of, like, places we should go to.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back to Ashland soon.
Ashland.
That was where we went that had the mall with the cats.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that really weird fucking little mall. Speaking of cats, here's Dobby, who will probably want food. But
now he's coming here in a nap.
Yeah, like, I guess the Command and Conquer route, I don't know if your computer would handle it. I've never messed with this. But there is, like, a virtual, I think it's called Virtual Machine VM. So you can set up a emulated, like, Windows 98 on a current computer or something. And then it has all the resources it needs, all resources, to play old computer games. Because that's, like, how you get around things to play, like, old SimCity or whatever.
Oh, okay. I just figured you could just download it and it would work.
No, there's...
I haven't messed with PC gaming in quite some time, so...
It's confusing. That's kind of why I stay out of it. But, like, there's some games from that time that you download now that relied on drivers that just don't exist anymore in current, software. So you gotta, either somehow rewrite it or... I don't know. I like to put a disk in a thing and it plays. Yeah. That's what I like about gaming.
Yeah.
Where I download it and it just works. But Halo Wars, it's still comfy.
Yeah, very.
It's
just like a warm Christmas hug.
Yeah, the music's great. It doesn't do what Halo Wars 2 did, where the units just talk all the fucking time with, like, the hoorah military dialogue. I played, like, half a match of 2, and I was just like, I gotta go back to 1.
Yeah.
I need something hyper specific, and Halo Wars is that each and every time I play it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just feel good playing it. That's basically all I had to say about Halo Wars. But I feel like no one talks about Halo Wars. Even with, like, a second game out, it just kind of came and went.
Yeah, it definitely did. I don't know what it is, if there's not enough Halo and RTS fans that cross over or what, but I never hear about it.
I remember the sentiment at the
I'm
time.
sure there's a niche group of people that are like, Halo Wars. I follow some Instagram accounts that are just still all about, like, Halo, and that's pretty much dead, so... I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe
Halo Infinite's coming, man.
Yeah, I guess.
That's maybe Halo 6 and maybe a shooter. Who knows?
People liked 5, which...
Alex is not a modern day 343i Halo fan. But yeah, I was able to find a hardcore thread of people complaining that the Prophet wasn't in Halo Wars 2. And I was like, oh yeah, because he's my favorite guy to play as.
Yeah.
And I guess he dies in Halo Wars 1, but you can put him in the multiplayer, whatever. To me, Halo Wars is just a 1v1 match on easy, where I completely dominate the other person with no thought or strategy. I don't care about all the strategy stuff.
That's my Halo Wars experience, too.
I just need that fix of feeling powerful for, like, 15 to 30 minutes. And I'm like, all right.
Some comfy music and maybe some, like, cute little Covenant guys.
Yeah, getting those little, like, grunt guys. And then tapping LB to hear all units. And then RB to hear that really weird local units where it's like they splice two takes together. That's Halo Wars.
Oh,
it's the greatest Xbox game ever made. Aside from Brute Force and Blinks the Time Sweeper.
Oh, man. Never heard of those.
Oh, okay. So Brute Force was the Halo killer, which had the reptilian guy. I've never played it. I've just played a demo.
Oh.
Blinks the Time Sweeper was from Sonic the Hedgehog character designer's studio, where they had to make a 3D platformer for Xbox. And he had a time vacuum cleaner, and he would, like...
Was it a launch title?
I think it was a launch title.
I vaguely remember,
and
I think.
Our Walmart had a display demo, and it's the only time I ever played Blinks. But you would go up and be like, oh man, the staircase fell. I guess I'll use my time vacuum cleaner to rewind time. The staircase is back. No one likes Blinks. I was just joking.
That makes sense, I guess. Oh, okay.
I
realized,
Yeah, there was a second Blinks, though, so it did do well enough to get a sequel. And even I forget there's another Blinks. So, anyway.
So it's like the knack of the last decade. This is off the rails.
You really just threw me for a loop there, but Blinks the Time Sweeper may be the knack of the 2000s. That's actually like a really apt comparison if you think about it. Because like the creator of Knack is like a video game genius. The creator of Blinks
Sure he is.
made Sonic. There's some parallels there. And you say sure he is, but he's like an actual genius.
Oh, what else did he make? Give me his resume.
He's been making video games since like the 80s. He designed the architecture of the PS4 and Vita.
Oh.
Anytime you hear him talk, you're like, I feel really stupid compared to this guy. Huh. He worked on Sonic 2, Spyro, Crash, Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank.
Okay.
Like,
I stand completely...
He has his own consulting business, and he works almost exclusively with PlayStation. He's just like one of the unsung like geniuses of video games, basically.
Okay, I stand completely corrected because I was doubting you at first.
Which makes it really ironic that he made Knack.
Yeah.
Because that's a total like game. Knack 2's okay. Knack 1? I do remember the line that made me stop playing Knack 2, though.
That was a single dialogue?
There was a single line of dialogue where I said, I cannot do this. I'm enjoying this one more, and I cannot do this. You get to some ice level, right? And Knack can punch elements into shards, which he can then attach to his body. So it's like his power-up system, right?
Yeah, everybody knows that.
Everyone knows this about Knack. Everyone knows the lore. So he punches like some big ice thing, and all the ice shards fall off. And they all like assimilate into his body, and he's like looking at his fist, like flexing, like, ice is nice. And I was like, I cannot do this shit. I cannot. There's some bad dialogue in this game. That is it. That is the last straw. I play Sonic games. I saw modern Sonic tell classic Sonic to stay classic. I've seen some bad dialogue, but that was enough for me to be like, I'm out.
Oh, so I guess you weren't a fan of 2000's Batman Returns, huh? Or not Batman Returns. The one with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You know, he was kind of like a Mr. Freeze parallel in that moment. That's basically Mr. Freeze line. I've actually never seen that movie. I've only seen the Nolan Batmans.
We have to watch that immediately.
Okay, hang on, everyone. We'll just insert the movie here and just do a commentary. Do our shadows like in the movie theater watching in the bottom. Be like, oh, that's weird. Make a little robot come in. We're like, it's fine. But, so we've...
What else?
In half an hour, we both said one game we've been playing lately. So that's good.
Just about to, yeah.
But, it doesn't matter. This is a fucking loosey-goosey. But, something came out today I was really excited to go home and play it, but Danger Zone 2 came out. I think I've talked to you about how I like Burnout before.
Yeah. It
was racing games, you were crashing into shit. So, the people who made that company, it's now EA, and they're slaving on Need for Speed games forever, I guess. They swapped them over from Burnout to Need for Speed, and those games have been mediocre. So some of the founders of that studio broke off and made something called Three Fields Entertainment, which like no one pays attention to. And last year they put out Danger Zone. Danger Zone is like the puzzle mode of Burnout, where it would give you these like vehicular, environments all on set paths and be like, create as much damage as you can.
Oh.
And it's all marked by dollars. So you drive in there, and it's like a puzzle game, and you try and figure out how to do the most damage and collect all the things in the road.
When you said racing plus puzzle, I was really put off, but once you said...
Once it's like crashing cars and making explosions, it's like, oh, yeah. And it feels good. It's way easier to understand than I'm making it sound. But they put out Danger Zone, and it was very mediocre. I think I did a video on it.
That sounds amazing.
Right. But, I want to see them get to a point where they can make like a Burnout kind of game with like the racing and everything. And have it feel good, because Danger Zone 1 didn't really feel good. So the sequel came out today. And this one puts it into like actual cities and not just like some weird floating vehicle crash test dummy environment the first one had. It was really sterile. But I played a few levels before I came over here, and it's... I'm not feeling hot on it like I was hoping I would.
I was not expecting that.
I'll probably do a video on it, but, I was like refreshing the PlayStation Store for this to pop up this morning. For when they update the store. Like, that's how much I was paying attention for this. So I paid the $20 immediately, slapped it in. I was like, well, that's a video game. But I want to see if it improves. But
with updates or something.
Yeah, so by the time this comes out, hopefully I've gotten off my ass and made a video, because it's been a while. But we'll see how that goes. Because it's kind of...
Speaking of making videos, played Horizon Zero Dawn recently. I really haven't.
I still have Brittany's copy of that. Yeah, but wait, you say me or you?
You. I wanted to hear. Yeah, I wanted to hear your thoughts on it because we didn't really talk about it that much that I can remember.
Yeah, so I think that's an awesome game. I've never played their previous games, the Killzones.
Oh, but neither.
Like, from the moment they showed that game in the trailer, like, robot dinosaurs, I was like, this looks stupid. I'm in. Good stupid.
Exactly.
Right, so, yeah, I played it, and, like, I think my main problems are I cannot name you any character that is not Aloy in that game. I would have trouble describing even the Sun King, who was, like, one of the more charismatic characters.
Their names are like, kind of stupid.
He was in the city. I can't even name the cities.
Me neither.
But it would have those long roads, and you'd run out, and he'd be in his little throne, and people wanted to kill him or whatever, and his father sucked. If this is helping ring any bells.
I don't even remember that. I just remember...
This kind of drives my point. I enjoy...
So we're not spoil it? Because I was about to...
It came out a year ago.
More than a year, right? It's 2015.
17.
Oh.
It came out like a week before Zelda. And no one... Well, people played it, but everyone paid more attention to Zelda.
Right.
Because they were both open world games with an archer kind of thing going on. So, we'll just say spoilers for Horizon Zero Dawn. Skip ahead maybe 3 minutes. Will that let you say what you want to say?
Well, I wasn't really going to... Well, it's only a little bit. But I was watching the documentary on the NoClip channel of Horizon Zero Dawn. And,
okay, check back at 29 minutes and we'll see where we're at.
Okay.
For the audience.
I was watching that NoClip documentary and they were showing one of their old Killzone games and they're like hovering over a city and like there was this tower and it looked exactly like the tower that you climb when you find out that your mom, you find out basically the whole twist of the game, which is, I'm going to butcher it if I try to describe it, so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, you could probably imagine the twist, but yeah, okay. That was only half a minute, we're good.
I barely spoiled it anyway.
Yeah, actually, that was completely fine, whatever. But yeah, that's kind of probably my only real issue with the game, I guess, is that I don't remember any other character in the overarching plot, like the actual, not theme, but like the idea of the plot, and even like the way they did it, like I was hooked from beginning to end to figure out what was going on, especially after that moment.
Yeah.
But, I guess it's just the characters.
Yeah, really the drama that's happening like within the world, like the smaller stuff, it's all really pretty forgettable.
You don't remember the early side quest where a girl ran off somewhere and you had to go find the girl?
Dude, I feel like that's every side quest.
Then you found her and she was up in a tree and there were robots near her and she's like, "Oh, me!"
Even like a main quest of that guy with the sideburns and the mohawk, like, my sister ran away.
The dude who fucking talks like this all the time, like a total Chad. I do remember that guy a little bit. Mainly because he said the sideburns. If he did not say the sideburns, I would not have any idea what the fuck you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
But that guy was one of the better ones. But
it did better.
Look, I'm not saying
more memorable.
I'm not saying good. I'm saying one of the better. On the scale of Horizon Zero Dawn characters, he's up there because his sideburns really help a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, I couldn't name any of them, but Aloy and then Dad, and that's all I remember.
Then there was...
I don't think...
There was the guy who would speak to you through the focus.
Is there not like a main bad... There's not like a human main bad guy. It's just sort of a meta...
One falls into that role, vaguely, because there is a fight with him near the end of the game. I know you haven't beaten it, so I'm not going to say much more.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I haven't even
finished you haven't even beat it, but... someone does fall into that role late in the game, and I cannot remember anything about him other than you can say like some horrifically mean shit to him if you choose that dialogue option. I watched it on YouTube and I was like, "What the fuck, Aloy? Jesus!" Then, I'm not going to spoil whether he dies or not, but she makes a movement to kill him, and I'll leave it at that. But I think it's a shame because the world they set up is interesting. The gameplay feels great. It's one of the few games I've cared about crafting in and was like, I gotta get this ingredients. I'm like mapping out how to get things I want. It's one of the few open world games I've done that with.
It's just simple enough and just complicated enough, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those crafting things really, really turn me off. Metal Gear Survive.
I forgot they came out this year. I was listening to a podcast the other day.
I forgot what came out this year.
What? Who are you?
Yeah.
But yeah, and like the combat, once you know what to do with every robot, it's easy peasy. And once you've leveled up, it's kind of the typical overworld or open world problem. But when you first encounter every robot in that game, like I felt like not scared, but like really intimidated. Like, how the fuck do I deal with this big flying bird?
I felt scared the first time you run up on one of those alligator things and they just crawl out of the water, like, and you see it from the distance and it's like, oh, it's just an alligator, dude. And you run up to him and then it's fucking like 10 times bigger than a regular alligator.
And it shoots ice or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just destroys you.
Ah, man. But yeah, like all these things are really good. And I think it's like this. I hope it's the kind of thing where like the sequel just like fixes every problem and raises up all the good stuff of the first game. Like,
I hope there is a sequel.
I don't know.
I'll take that.
I'm going to take a bet here and say there's going to be a sequel, not just because of like where the story may or may not leave things, but also that game is like one of the biggest PS4 selling games ever.
Right.
And it, like immediate smash success. Like, no doubt from before they even put the game on shelves, there was a sequel greenlit because like that game is just too good of a. It's just too fucking cool to not do more of.
That's very true.
And, you know, it's gorgeous. I really like... I can't remember any of the music, but I do remember that main, like, Aloy's theme. That woman making that noise. Look, I like
I remember it being good. There's a lot of other
like,
game soundtracks in here.
When you go onto a tower and there's that one leitmotif.
Okay.
That's her theme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that. I got the DLC and then got kind of distracted, but the DLC did fix my one issue where it just gives you more inventory space for craftable items because I kept running into that. I thought I had unlimited space for like 30 hours of that game, and then I finally started getting hit all the time with like, you can't cure anymore. I was like, what?
And you realize you have like 10,000 sticks.
Yeah, and I had like 500 sticks, and that was like 1/4 of my inventory space. I was like, what the fuck?
You don't have that many sticks.
Yeah, but I would wholeheartedly recommend anyone try Horizon Zero Dawn. Even if you're tired of open world games. I was tired of open world games. I fell asleep watching you play Assassin's Creed Origins. But I would...
How could you not love that game?
Look, I just play as the eagle the whole game. It's fine. But, yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. I want to get back and finish that DLC. And probably do a video on it. But... characters, man. That's like the one thing that sticks out in my mind. They're like,
They looked goofy. I remember like the city guards had these weird giant feather like headdresses that were interesting.
Yeah, I thought the actual like costuming design and everything like that was like actually really like striking and unique from like anything else I've ever seen. I just can't say the same about the characters. But, you know, whatever. So
I'm trying to think of what else that recently like a newer release.
I've just been picking
Me too, yeah.
separate games. Like I did buy a Switch. I put 40 hours in Zelda. I don't think that's as amazing as everyone says, but I totally see why they say it.
Yeah.
I still really love it. Mario Odyssey, I basically binged. That game I did agree with everyone else on. I adore that game.
Did you finish it?
I beat the main story.
Okay, when you said binge,
yeah. I have 1/4 of the 1,000 stars, basically. Or moons.
Dang.
Same thing. Yeah. And if it wasn't for the fact that a lot of that game feels like it's stuff I need to Google to get the rest of, I could see myself easily doing it. But now that it's like I'll need a supplementary guide because I'm stupid and bad at video games, I'm not sure if I will.
When did Mario get so complicated?
It's not even...
At fucking Sunshine.
Yes. When Bowser Jr. first looked at Peach in Delfino Isle out in the amusement park section and said, "Are you my mama?" That's when Mario got too complicated and got a little into Sonic territory.
Yeah.
But we're not going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
But that's actually a very
separate podcast.
Yeah, that's a whole episode on its own.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Odyssey, like, it... Just to go off on a small tangent, recent Mario games have felt like they have this weird issue of either not pushing things forward enough or just being kind of... Like, every Mario game is really good, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't played one in a while since, like, Galaxy 2, where I got, like, excited about Mario. And this game, like, got me excited about Mario. Like, it's just... It has the usual tropes of, like, a grass level, a desert level, an ice level.
Yeah.
But
it got me excited about Mario. I haven't touched a Nintendo in years.
It got you excited about Mario. And, like, there's cool twists. Like, the grass level has realistic dinosaurs you can control. And, like, there's New York City. Why? I don't know.
Jazz.
There's Sonic Adventure Humans. Why? I don't know. You can control a tree. Why? I don't know. But it's, like, unabashedly fun. And it feels creative and well designed, and like it kind of reminds me of Splatoon a little bit, where it feels like young people in Nintendo got to make the big shots.
Would you say the past couple Marios have been lacking in all those?
Yeah, every Mario game lately has been like an obstacle course, and like I play it, it's well designed, it's fine, but when I put the controller down, I'm not like, I can't wait to get back to that. I'm like, that was really good. You know, I killed some time. That's like a well-made game, but I don't feel like a radiant excitement coming from the game. Like, it didn't feel like it was made with like a certain secret sauce on top. Like, everyone made it, loved making it kind of thing. You probably played a game like that, and it's hard to put your finger on it, but when you play it, it's like, the people who made this must have had a fucking blast making it. Mario's Odyssey is the first game since, you know, like Galaxy 2, I felt that with. Kind of like how Sonic Unleashed was the first Sonic game since like Sonic Adventure 2, where I kind of felt that. Like, that was the game where
that was the Werehog game, right?
Yeah, they implemented an inventory system, and you could go around the world and buy food from all over the world, and you could feed it to Sonic, or you could feed it to that weird little pixie dude, and they'd have flavor text for everything. And there was like a lot of weird little details like that in the game, where it's like, this isn't good or great, but they must have had a lot of fun making this, whatever the fuck it is.
When you say that, Yakuza immediately comes to mind.
Yakuza, yeah, absolutely. That's a game where they put New Japan Pro wrestlers into their game and put a story mode in there just because they like wrestling. They're like, we're just going to get the wrestling guys in there, fuck it. Like, I don't know who those people are, but I want to know now. Like, I feel that excitement coming from the game. Yeah. So that's actually a good point. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm getting at.
You got me into that game big time.
That's my goal.
Yeah. You tried maybe 4. Like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You tried to play 4, and it was good, but it just didn't sink in all the way. And now that I think you got me started on 0, and I was just like hooked and blown away by that game.
Yeah. I let you get overloaded. I should have stopped you. But you borrowed 0, then like halfway through it, you borrowed Kiwami, and then 6 came out.
I think I finished 0 before.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. There was some point, though, where you were juggling at least 0 and 6, or Kiwami and 6.
Right, yeah. Right after I finished 0, 6 came out, and Kiwami was already out, and you was like, take these. I'm like...
Yeah, because I was like, I reviewed the game. I've already played it, so you can have my disc copy. Yeah. You know, I don't care. I was like, he'll probably get to it. He won't, like, bump it in. And you're like, well, just bump this in. And I'm like, you're missing 5 games of story. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Here. It won't matter when Akiyama stops him in the hospital. You'll be like, who's this guy? Oh! But you still wound up getting into it, which is cool.
Yeah, so I did play a good bit of 6 just because a lot of people thought it was a downgrade from the other ones, but I really liked running around. It just felt better.
You're talking to someone who thought it was a downgrade from the other ones.
Yeah, I know.
Review on Game Explain, by the way. Anyone wants to plug.
No, go ahead, plug.
But anyway. The difference is, like, you played those, but 6 is, like, real shiny, and you haven't seen... You haven't seen Arcs of 5, where there are 5 cities with fucking insane amount of shit to do.
Right.
With, like, character-specific across all characters. There are, like, 5 characters in that game. You haven't seen, like, the most the series can have to do, so I can see why it's easier for you to be, like, really into 6. Because you're not, like... reaching for those things that aren't there. You don't have that phantom pain, let's say. See, I work it in every conversation. It's fine. I'm not upset. But yeah, so you enjoyed 6.
Yeah.
You like running around.
It's just, and I realized that I haven't like experienced enough of the series to see the lack. Mm-hmm. But I realized...
Which is advantageous for you.
Yeah, I think so, because it makes me enjoy 6 a lot more. Now maybe I'm going to actually finish Kiwami before I get back into 6, so... maybe it'll like reveal itself a little more. But yeah,
Kiwami is kind of content light because that's the first game,
right?
So you're good there, I think.
I just figured it would be sort of richer.
Richer, to quote a YouTube poop. You mean just like content or
yeah? But maybe not. I don't know. Excited for Kiwami 2, that's for sure. Super excited.
The one thing that makes you want to tell you to finish 6. I know you had a big part of Yakuza 6's story spoiled for you. And
the first one, really, because we watched the movie.
That's right, we did watch the movie.
The more I think about that movie, the more I fucking love it.
Really?
I don't know. I fucking love that movie.
Wow, okay.
I had a great time watching that movie, dude.
I've had like the complete inverse thing, where the more I think about it, I'm like, What was with the fucking robbers?
Yeah, I know. That's just...
It's like, oh, there's no AC in here. It's hot. 1/3 of the movie, I think, was that.
I love it.
That's good, I guess. But I really want you to get the end of 6. Maybe it won't have the same emotional resonance for you as it did for someone like me, but I just want you to see that Metal Gear Solid 4-ass ending. Not so much in that it wraps up everything.
Did you cry?
Did I cry?
Am I going to?
I don't know if you're going to.
But you did.
I teared up.
Right. I teared up.
I dried up, and then something else happened, and I teared up all over again. Then I had a, oh, come on, kind of thing that I had to warm up on later.
Yeah.
It was kind of like just like the amount of cutscenes and everything, and like the way it was handled reminded me a little bit of MGS4. And that's the most I'm going to say.
That's awesome. I'm really excited to finish it now.
Yeah. It's less about explaining every possible thing in the world, the way MGS4 anally did, but it's more just like a weird reverence to the character in like this long-running series, if that makes sense.
That's awesome. Yeah, because it's his last game, right? Kiryu's last game.
It's a complicated answer. They have marketed it as Kiryu Kazuma's last game.
Okay.
We'll go with the marketing.
We won't go into that now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I'll figure it out on my own. But the last time I teared up during a game, I can't...
It was during Nobi Nobi Boy, when boy measured for girl.
I was going to say Kung Fu Panda.
Like, earnestly?
No, I was trying to make a joke.
I was like...
I couldn't keep a straight face trying to say that.
You had a straight face when you just told me that, so I was like, wait, what? And I was racking my brain, like, from frustration? Like, I got almost all the achievements, I don't remember anything. And look, okay, we're down the dark path.
I played it for 5 minutes, I don't know. Stupid joke.
Casual.
But, I was going to say something else about Yakuza.
The last time you cried was during Yakuza Zero's ending.
No.
Oh.
It was emotional. I didn't tear up.
That one got a tear rolled down my face.
Yeah, it got me for sure. No, don't get me wrong. It got me. Like, I was
more watching it, like, with bated breath of, like, everything that was happening. Because, like, Zero took, not risks, but, like, it was more abusive towards his characters.
Yeah,
especially the ones
definitely.
that don't come back.
Yeah.
So that's what got me. But, yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, but maybe I was at a little bit of a disadvantage because Zero was my first, and, like, I feel like a lot of things were fan service. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of stuff there that's kind of paying homage to 1, which is ironic because then they remade 1 with Zero's graphical style. Yeah. So, like, spoiler, when the cop takes Majima to that weird river underground boat palace or boat fighting thing, that's kind of getting at something from 1.
Just a precursor to that.
Yeah. And then there's that cop chase near the end of Zero, where you, like, shoot the rocket and you're like, shooting at people. That's mirroring something from 1. Right? So a lot of that's set up in ways to be fan service.
Yeah.
Not to mention just all the specific, like, weird character traits and instances. But yeah, I could see that. So last time you cried at the game was MGS4, I'm guessing?
Legit, like, teared up.
Not like
got emotional.
Boo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, well, I've never been like boo-hoo-hoo.
If a tear left the vicinity of your cheek and trailed your face, we'll count that as crying.
I want to say it was after Peace Walker, but the Peace Walker is the last one I remember. Yeah.
That is hard for me to imagine.
Did you finish Peace Walker?
No, I've never felt...
Oh, okay.
I've never felt engaged with Peace Walker. Both from gameplay or story. I just never felt into it.
I think it's difficult, but if you are, like, coming off a recent addiction, I want to say addiction, but just if you're hooked on, like, Metal Gear Solid in general, particularly 3, like I was, I think I hadn't finished it, but I just replayed it, and then, like, going and finishing Peace Walker, I was like, oh.
You're like, I can't wait to see the missing link in the saga after this, where Big Boss becomes a villain. I hope they explain that well.
Oh.
God. There we go again. I just keep doing it. But yeah, I think...
we're never going to escape that.
It's always going to be the Phantom.
I think it was on purpose.
At least there was PT. I got canceled. By the way, I read this morning Konami shut down that remake you sent me. But they offered they're offering...
Was that the remake of 3 or 1?
The remake of PT.
Because I send you something every time I see, like, a remake.
True.
Oh, the remake of PT. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
But the cool part is they offered an internship to that kid.
Nice.
They didn't just say fuck you. They're like, fuck you, but come here so we can fuck you more.
Oh.
But
yeah, that's a little cooler.
That
maybe though, because why would you want to work there? What the fuck are they doing? Making arcade or Apache slots?
There is that new Bomberman. That's like the one weirdly cool thing they...
Listen. What?
You don't like Bomberman?
No, I love Bomberman, but I just wanted to puke on Konami for a second.
Understandable. But that's like the one weird bastion of like, in an ideal world, that would be like just a slice of what Konami is doing to be good to fans. Because like Solid Snake is in Bomberman R, voiced by David Hayter. Like, what?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, what? But it just feels weird now because you see everything else they do. And there's like this weird island off to the end where some poor guy's like, I gotta keep making Bomberman outfits of characters that people actually like. And everyone's like, we changed your email again this week, by the way. And it's like, I don't know if you remember all that shit from a few years ago.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that. But, fuck, man. It's a Peace Walker, huh?
Yeah.
Does that...
Dude, it was so long ago I can't really even remember the particulates, but...
The particulates. Okay, okay, got you.
It was just, they didn't do cutscenes much, but the last, like, bit was a cutscene. This wasn't even, like, the final true ending where Paz takes Metal Gear. This was, like... there's basically a ghost of the boss just lingering around in one of the Metal Gears, I think, and then like when Snake defeats it at the end, it's finally released, and there's like this beautiful scene of the ocean and like butterflies, because butterflies was their thing, and oh god, it's all coming back. Yeah. Okay, I could see that. Yeah. So go back and finish Peace Walker.
I will YouTube the ending cutscene.
Yeah, me do that too.
I just don't enjoy playing Peace Walker, even on the HD version.
I can see that.
I want to. I played every other game except 5 and then went to that one.
Dude, you know what? I think I was playing Peace Walker off of the hype of Phantom Pain. Like a year before it released, they were showing a bunch of gameplay.
Because it seemed like Peace Walker 2, basically, with all the systems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I was like, this is going to be better. So, yeah. It's
just like, if they ever put that out and it's like, here's MGS4's control scheme even. It's like, the buttons are where everything is. You can crouch walk. I think that's a big thing because I always crouch walk. That's like my middle ground, almost literally.
It's very comfortable.
It's
safe.
Is it that the Peace Walker lacks, or is it the crawling that Peace Walker lacks?
Okay, so you could crouch walk but not crawl.
That's it.
It was really fucking weird.
Literally, that's the only thing.
It drove me insane. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could crawl in that game, that I'd be able to play it.
Yeah.
And that's terrible to say. That's stupid. I should be able to get over it, but I am highly
It's
specific.
It's not just that, though. There's other things that are just...
There are some other like weird things, but I feel like...
It was a PSP game, so...
Yeah, so I feel like I could get over the other things and like adapt.
Just the crawls.
It's just... That's what Snake does.
Yeah, true. It's a staple point for me.
Like...
Crawl under a bus, dude?
In GS1, you can crawl under something in the very first area and like peek around at dudes.
By the way, I hope I'm not wrong.
You are.
No, okay, I definitely know you could crouch walk and not crawl. If we're wrong about this, is really...
no one's going to listen this far in. It's fine. We can say whatever right now. But it's always one of the two or maybe both. And if they just were like, here it is again, but we added that in, I'd pay $40.
I would too.
And I'd probably enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With those patchy slot graphics.
If only. Someday, they're going to remake 3 with this graphics, and we'll be like, okay, we'll be a little happier.
That's one of those great hopes that I have. The second one is that Samurai Yakuza will come to the U.S.
I feel like, weirdly, we're more likely to see that happen, because they're putting 3,
more likely to see the Samurai or
the Samurai
MGS3? Okay.
Yeah, at least more than it used to be, because they're putting 3, 4, and 5 out on PS4. So you would think logic would dictate they'll put at least the first PS3 one out, and that one might actually get localized because Yakuza is popular here now. Well,
good.
It's vaguely popular. But
I feel like it's gonna blow up a little bit.
All because of that chicken. That was literally like the catalyst for Yakuza to become popular online.
Really?
Yeah.
I completely dodged that part when I was playing Zero. So
that's like Yakuza games. That's weird. They get weird, but that's like one of the weirdest moments in any of the games. But thankfully it didn't set, I don't think, the expectation too weird for anyone, because everyone seemed to like Yakuza once they played it.
Yeah.
But like the idea of a chicken managing real estate is pretty far out there, even for Yakuza. It's like you could assign it, you know, the real estate thing Kiryu had?
Yeah.
You could assign him as a manager over a district.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the chicken. Nugget, of course. Right, yes.
His name was Nugget?
His name was Nugget.
Good.
There's a scene where it like shows Kiryu like dreamily looking at the chicken. He's like, I'll call you Nugget.
Oh.
Great
It's
game.
this unending goofy charm in all of them.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah.
Every time I think I'm burnt out on Yakuza, especially lately, because it's been like one after the other,
Mm-hmm.
I just get back into it. Like right now, I'm like, we're only like a month and a couple weeks from Kiwami 2.
Oh, no.
And what if I played the original 2 in the meantime?
I
Hello?
wouldn't do that. Could you even do that?
I have it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, they reprinted them, so they're not incredibly rare anymore. So, good time to be Yakuza.
No, they're PS1 games, right?
2. 1 and 2 are PS2. Then there was the Samurai first one. Then there was 3. Then, that was on.
Okay, so I feel like if it was PS1, it wouldn't be as playable, just because of the data. But if it's PS2, you know.
It's tough, because there's little things. Like, in Yakuza 1, when you start attacking in a combo, you have to keep attacking that direction or quit your animation and then turn around. It's not tank controls, but you can't weave around when you're attacking in a combo.
Yeah.
Then there's things like, it's not an open world game. There are camera angles that are set, so you like run through and then the camera will change. It's not like the 3D camera. Then every fight has a loading screen. It just cuts to black and it's like, mobsters. Then it loads back in and the music starts. It's not crazy different, but it's weird to go back to.
No, dude, I'm so sorry. Can you, pause?
Yeah.
I've been holding this pee for like half an hour.
Now that Alex has committed his ritual daily murdering of an innocent child, he's back.
I have regained my strength.
There we go.
Where were we?
I was talking about how Yakuza 1 is not really that different, but also different.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so, video games.
I feel like I should say this.
You're secretly a racist Twitch streamer.
Forbidden words. No, the only reason I have the only reason I had any friends in middle school was because Resident Evil 4.
Oh, that's why we met in high school. Okay, because I never played Resident Evil 4.
No, but I was just going around pretending to be the merchant.
Here we go.
I hadn't just moved there, but we just came from elementary school and.
Is Resident Evil 4 the what are you buying guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you buying? And I was just going around doing that in the lunchroom. And if I hadn't done that, I probably would have been friendless for most of the school, I guess.
So eventually that clicked with someone who's like, I know what you're saying. You're not crazy. Why are you talking about? Why are you going around saying this stuff? They're like, the merchant. Come on in, guy.
Yeah, this was around the time of G4, so...
It took me 1 second to be like, what? Oh, G4.
I can never forget G4.
We were even talking about G4 like 3 days ago, and I was like, what? But yeah, got you. Okay. I'm just imagining if I went around our middle school lunchroom saying like Sonic quotes or something, how all that would have went.
I don't know.
Probably bad.
I think you probably would have had the same result. At least one person would been
like, right, the line Sonic says when he's paying the chow from the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Multiplayer Chow Garden. Of course! Don't worry, buddy!
Actually, dude, I lied. I don't think it was G4 that... The only reason... Obviously, I was a huge fan of Resident Evil 4, but... it was the Mega 64 video. I was just basically copying that, where he goes out in public and pretends to be the merchant.
I watched your Dragon Ball Z Cell Saga thing again this morning. I woke up and was like, I just need to watch this shit.
Oh, it's really good.
It is really good. It is so good. It's even better the second time. There are little things I wasn't picking up on the first time that made me appreciate it more. They put a ball in front of the camera to represent the laser fight, and there's a line of fur across the middle to represent which side's winning. I was like, I didn't even notice this the first time.
Oh my god.
So good.
That came out at I watched it at the perfect time because I felt like they weren't doing those type of videos anymore. They were just doing podcasts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah.
I can't imagine any channel that does something for a while, then kind of takes a break and comes back with a podcast and doesn't do anything they originally doing people were wanting to see. That'd be like really ironic, wouldn't it?
Actually, a lot
anyway,
of...
check out episode 1586 of our podcast.
That's basically the trend of YouTube lately.
Yeah, man, I'm good at it. And by that I mean doing nothing, then making a podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people do it. It's...
Well, I think it comes from the whole YouTube craziness of like, we need more videos, and that demonetization thing. And I'm not deep in it, so I don't know. But
that's been the thing. I feel a little weird putting stuff on YouTube now because I just don't like how they don't communicate to people and like the changes they make. It's like you find out because someone quote tweeted a Twitter reply they made to someone. Like I don't get an email ever that's like, "Hey, we're testing this out with 0.3% of our users about the automated thumbnail thing." Like I'd never get an email in my inbox that's like, "Hey, here's what's changed this month." Maybe it's because I have them turned off. I don't know. I've been on YouTube for like fucking years.
No, I still think, when YouTube, like, when it was big, I feel like, I don't know, did Amazon buy YouTube?
Google.
Okay.
Amazon.
I always get this so mixed up.
Same for me.
Not to be this guy, but I think it's just that big corporation thing of like, hey, this is a really powerful thing, and we're just going to be, take control of it. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's what happened.
I think it broke just yesterday that YouTube's going to start terminating channels that advertise Twitch streams. So, like, I can put a Twitch stream archive on YouTube, but the second I put a video up saying, "Hey, I'm going to stream Spyro on my Twitch," I'm now in hot water and I risk some kind of action.
See,
just because I'm trying to take them off YouTube.
That's just so goofy.
We talked about YouTube's algorithm stuff the other week.
Yeah.
And I went off on the whole thing.
Blew my mind.
Late at night, yeah. So this ties into that of getting people away from YouTube. But like, just to get into this barely, like what I do on YouTube is way different than what I do on Twitch. I'm not taking people away from YouTube and keeping them on Twitch. It's like, oh, there's another thing I do over here. Like if you're here for this, you're still going to stay for this because I don't do this over there. Like you won't get a warning to a PlayStation video on Twitch.
Yeah, because it's
maybe some people that's an issue and they just do the same thing both places. But like,
I wouldn't say that's the case for a large amount of like content creators. Do you think it's because YouTube is trying to take over the streaming? Like they're just trying to monopolize the streaming? Because
I'm sure they like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is to accomplish that, but it doesn't go against that either.
Yeah.
Because, they do have their own YouTube streaming service, and I think they've closed the curtain on YouTube Gaming, which was a separate like front end for YouTube, which would prioritize streams and search results and stuff like that.
So they definitely tried.
Yeah, they've been trying and they want that attention, but Twitch is just also so big. Like, it's not YouTube big, but for what it does, it's very big.
It's huge. And I don't think
and Amazon's tied Prime into it now.
Yeah.
So it's getting that more attention.
So unless Twitch starts doing like weird stuff like that, then Twitch, I don't see that ever like losing.
Yeah. I'm sure YouTube will still be the place for non-gaming content, but Twitch is just... Twitch does offer video uploads, but their search system is... I've never used it. I've never once searched for something...
I searched for
a video on Twitch. I've searched for games or people.
Yeah.
But I've never been like, YouTube poop, John Cena goes to Pizza Hut on Twitch. That's probably a video. If not, please make that.
It is.
I just want the image of him very sad, lifting the pizza toward his face. There's like grease just whoops off of it. I don't know. I'm getting explicit. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't... this is like a nostalgic almost thing, but I remember the old days of YouTube. You could customize your channel, set your background, you'd have that description panel on the left, you'd be like, I hit 25 subscribers on June 9th, 2010, and you'd list all that stuff. You could set a channel type, like, I'm a producer, I'm a director, I'm talent. Like, really stupid, meaningless stuff. But you could customize it. You could kind of just...
That's not there anymore?
No, that's gone. Every channel has the one channel template, that's what they called it. It's all generic and...
See, I'm just learning new stuff about this every day.
Oh, man.
They don't need to, like, do all this.
Yeah, like, that the stuff is all pointless.
It is.
It was all pointless. It didn't matter. But, you know, it was character. You could, you know, make something that stands out on your channel and make people think, oh, why does he have Tobey Maguire sad 20 times over as his background? What's the deal with that? I don't know, but...
It's just weird. It's getting dystopian.
I feel like any day there will be some change made last week that causes my channel to be terminated, and I have no idea why. And I'll find out because they replied to some random person on Twitter and someone quote tweeted it. And I'll be like, what? But anyway,
it's just so outlandish.
Part of the reason is also because I'm just fucking lazy. Every time I think about making a video, I'm like, I'm going to hate it anyway because I hate my writing, I hate my voice, I hate everything. So that's just tough for me personally, but we don't get into that here. But anyway, Metal Solid 5 is just like YouTube. See, it's a recurring joke. I just keep making it. It gets better every time. But, you know, we're about an hour in. Would you say you want to go on a little longer?
Yeah. Good.
It was a very resigned, like, yeah. I guess.
I get so,
Did I overload you?
A little bit. No, not you didn't. It's just like I think, you know, just.
Gotcha.
I could talk about this, or I could talk about this, or you know. I didn't know which direction to go. But what
I could say an easy one, but you go ahead.
What I was going to say about YouTube earlier was, like, all this stuff is like pointless because nobody. I feel like part of it's they want to monopolize like the market, and I do that in air quotes because I don't. It's free, but you know what I mean.
They get ad revenue.
Yeah.
So that is people make livings off YouTube. Like it's a market.
Nobody to type in to find any video, what tutorials, you know, whatever. Nobody's like, let's look for streaming video of this. It's just let's YouTube this.
What if I could find a stream of someone telling me how to rotate a picture in my video editor, but it still tries to push live streams up to what you're saying?
You mean on Twitch?
No, on YouTube. Like even like simple things like that to go with what you're saying. It'll push the stream up to like near the top. It's like I don't need a stream of someone doing shit.
Oh, I haven't noticed that yet.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying. How they push streams above.
No, I'm saying they're already like it's in the language. Like I'm gonna YouTube this. So all this stuff is just pointless.
It's
like,
a verb. Yeah.
Nobody's like, let's watch streaming video. No, Netflix. You know.
Netflix and chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got the market on that term.
Yeah, so it's same with Twitch. Just if you want to watch somebody play games, it's Twitch streamer. It's in the language.
Yeah. It's just understood. That's what you do. That's where you go for that. Yeah, exactly. And I feel like YouTube is still this huge thing where it's like I can find just about anything on here. Like I can find someone doing a specific mechanical operation to fix a car, which I can copy for myself.
Yeah.
Like everything's on YouTube. You know, they don't. I feel like their push is to reach more people and get people watching longer, which makes sense. That's more ads.
Yeah.
But they're doing stuff.
I think they're damaging.
They're slowly pushing people out.
Yeah.
And like that won't affect the top level people who don't know that people live off YouTube, or to them it's just once a week they'll search some music that someone illegally uploaded and that's it. That's their YouTube experience. But at some point, you know, whether Amazon pushes Twitch more generally or someone comes in and the people pushed away feel more comfortable there, at some point, if they keep it up, it's going to crumble. I don't know when. Maybe they turn the ship around and the foundation strengthens again and it's fine. But if they just keep going the way it is, like people are just getting more and more pissed. If they had somewhere else to go, they'd go.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, where else do you even go?
Yeah, everyone's stuck. Like, to what you're saying, there's nowhere else. Because they killed everything else.
Yeah, even with all this, and like, wow, like, I'm thinking, like, YouTube sucks. I've been wanting to do...
You want to get into YouTube stuff.
Yeah, and I'm having the thought now, like, okay, well, maybe I'll just take my content somewhere else, but where? To get it seen? And, I mean, you can have to make a website and do Twitch, but to really, like...
You can buy MykonosFan.com for $12 a year through Google Domains, apparently. But, yeah.
Do you own that, or...?
No, yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you go to MykonosFan.com, it just takes to my YouTube right now.
Oh, that's neat.
Fun fact. But, yeah, it's like... now you get to face the decision of, I want to do something. This is like the main place to be seen. This is like the place. Do I want to put it here? Does putting it here mean, do I even want to make it?
Yeah. And
do I even want to share this or just keep it for me because I don't like where I'm putting it?
Yeah, and another thing is like all this information is not very widely known. Is that just me, or do you think that too?
I'd say so. I'm in a bubble where like
you are a YouTuber, so you're
like, I know a lot of big YouTubers. You know, I follow a lot of other big YouTubers and stuff I don't know. Like anytime like something barely happens, that's my Twitter feed because that's like these people's livelihoods. Like,
exactly.
You know, I know people who live off YouTube.
Yeah.
So when it happens, that's like a huge deal. YouTube maybe farts a response out like half a week later or a month later and barely addresses the issue, and it's so late that they don't even care anymore because they're like, fuck, whatever.
Yeah, because something like worse has already been implemented.
I'm not getting into politics here, but it's like our current newscape in America. Like everything is so tiring, and by the time you even try to care about one thing, 5 other worse things have happened.
Yeah.
It's incredible, but not to say YouTube's like our current political structure, but you know, to make that analogy.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So like I can be bummed out that they changed the monetization structure on YouTube to where you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time every year to stay monetized, because that hit me, and I can't run ads on my videos for me anymore. But by the time I've processed that, YouTube's just done something else, and I found out about it. I keep saying it, a tweet reply to someone else, because they don't communicate at all. They're never like, we're thinking of doing this, what do you think? Like, we might implement this huge sweeping change that affects millions of people. But it's like, oh, we did it. You found out about it this way. We weren't going to tell you, but since someone asked and someone at YouTube's Twitter account decided to respond, that's how you know.
Yeah, I just feel like there needs to be a community that, like, makes this stuff, like, more out in the open more often.
Mm-hmm. The one side I can think of, I told you about the Golden Bolt, right?
Yeah.
Good friend of mine. I try to get you to watch his stuff at least, but
I think I've seen a couple of his PlayStation Plus reviews.
Yes, there was a site called vid.me that was trying to be like a YouTube competitor. I was putting some of my stuff there. I wish I paid more attention to it. They've shut down, but their staff...
Surprise.
Yeah, like he reached out to their staff and they would communicate. They would go back and forth. They would talk. They would talk about ideas and like changes they wanted to make. I'm sure they did that stuff publicly too, but like they reached out to the Golden Bolt, who's not like a huge YouTuber. Like he's awesome at what he does, but if you look at his subscriber count, he's not like YouTube.
He's not PewDiePie.
He's not PewDiePie, thank God. But you know, it's not like it's incredibly PR beneficial to like take time to respond to him, right? Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to like grow their platform in a huge way, but they did. They still, responded to him
because he's a serious like creator, and
he's very smart about
his opinion matters,
right? Yeah, so
and that's what YouTube is like missing.
Yeah, and granted, they were still small enough to actually be able to take the time, but they did take the time. They didn't always take the feedback and maybe made changes he didn't like, but they still talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they shut down in December or something. If you go to vid.me now...
Why?
Huh?
Do you know why?
I think it just wasn't profitable. Because like video hosting, that's a lot of hard drives. So you got to have a lot of income to offset that, then pay people, engineers to make the site happen. Video hosting is just a lot of work.
Yeah.
So that was probably some like venture capital investment that just ran dry and they couldn't keep it afloat. I think their new thing is like a site where you can contract artists for things. So it's about like putting the artist first. Because like I went to their new website and it's like, here's a random artist. Here's a description about them. Maybe it had rates, but it was like an about me and like examples of their work. Just like one singular focus on that person. I was like, this is interesting. It's not like you go to DeviantArt and it shows one artist and it's like you can contact them and pay them. It's like, here's an artist. Here's their work. Here's their about me. I think contact information. I can't remember the name of their site. But if you go to vid.me, it points you to there. Because they have like a splash page now. But, stuff like them. Vidler was a thing. There's a site called Vidler. It hosted video. They're now like a business video hosting thing. They're so specifically niche. I don't even know what it is. There was Vimeo, which is now professional.
Yeah.
It's more for like music videos and like artsy videos.
Oh, I thought that was a streaming site, actually. Vimeo.
I don't think they do streaming.
Oh.
There was Daily Motion.
I remember that, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like everywhere else, just Google Video stopped. Used to be able to host videos on Google Videos and have that searchable and everything. They put their videos in the search results too, but then they bought YouTube, so who needs Google Video? Yeah.
Another thing is like, if you look, there hasn't been any like people that are just YouTube. If you look at any like person that is doing well on YouTube, they got Twitch, merch,
Patreon,
podcast, Patreon. Mm-hmm. Patreon's the real savior for all these guys. Like,
yes, Patreon is great. They made one change at some point that everyone got kind of shaky on. They communicated it and they rolled it back. I think they're probably going to stay good for at least a while.
Yeah,
I can see. I can see them getting bought out and getting fucked over or something. But for now, Patreon's a very good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there used to be like, not to bring up PewDiePie again, but like
PewDiePie,
he's just a YouTube guy. Like when he came out, like that's all he did. It blew up. I don't feel like that can happen anymore.
Yeah.
If you don't have Twitter, Twitch, Patreon.
Yeah, like to dedicate yourself solely to like video making.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like I imagine, I'm trying to think. Even at like 100,000 subscribers, that's a lot. With the amount of money you make, you can't sustain yourself unless you like pick somewhere in the country with like really low rent and cost of living, and just like, well, I'll move there to do YouTube because like, you just can't. That can't be your sole income anymore unless you're PewDiePie level. But even PewDiePie, walk into a Target, there's a Brofist backpack. He was working with Disney until whatever fucking racist controversy there was.
Yeah. Like
every other week for a while there, Disney dropped him. But
makes sense.
That even then YouTube wasn't like his thing. That was his thing, and it enabled all these other things.
So
but
he started,
yeah, he was never like, this is enough.
Yeah. So YouTube is more like just a tool if you already have something else going.
It's like the vessel. Like you can grow an audience on YouTube. Like if you pick away at something in your spare time, and you can grow that audience that cares about you.
Yeah.
It can be like opening the door.
Yeah, exactly. But,
you still got to be like, once people care, be like, I have a Patreon if you want to help keep me going, or even just like follow my Twitter, use my Amazon referral link to buy stuff. I'll see 1 cent. I think people still do that. I saw game sites start doing that.
Yeah, I know.
Like in their news articles, they'll be like, here's our Amazon referral link, here's our disclaimer, we get money from this. If you don't feel comfortable with that, just go to Amazon kind of thing. It's bad when even like game sites are like, hey, just more extra.
Yeah, you think like Amazon affiliate things are for like start. I'll just like, I don't want to say startup, they've been going for a while, but the smaller like podcasts, that's like their thing. Mm-hmm. Of course, Patreon and all that, but
yeah.
No, at least YouTube still has like that going for it.
Of like the audience size?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you're not going to solely have your stuff work out on there, but at least there's nothing holding you back from like putting your stuff on there if you have everything else.
Yeah. And YouTube is still like, if you know how to, if you can make something interesting, if you can, if you've read enough about how YouTube works to kind of get an idea of how to do like your title and your tags to show up in search, you can still get an audience. I'd say, if you keep at what you're doing, it's not like impossible to get an audience. It's not impossible to get to that point where people care, but you really got to work for it.
Yeah.
Like
more than you used to have to.
Yeah. Like I put that work in, and like my Digimon videos are in like the top 20 search results, which is like where you want to be ideally. Yeah. It's like anytime someone searches Digimon World Review, like I'm there. Anytime a Digimon video gets popular, my stuff will start showing up in the suggested, and people will start coming to my channel from that. I haven't uploaded a video in a few months, and last month I got like 4,000 views just because Digimon blew up somewhere. Some guy made a video about the anime, and my stuff showed up.
That's cool.
So they start coming to my videos from there because I set that foundation.
Okay.
And I put that work in. But getting to that point...
I guess there's some positives then.
There's some positives. You just gotta know what you're doing. Like, I mentioned the Golden Bolt. I really do think he's just like kind of a genius at this stuff. But, I remember early on he would comment on my videos under like his real name with like a Majora's Mask icon. And he was like, I'm going to start my own channel soon. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll check it out, And I checked it out a bit after he started it. And, I liked what he was doing. But he was always like involved in Reddit. So people talking about like how to do YouTube, how to make a good thumbnail, how to do the tags. He was always like researching and studying and practicing and like talking to people who knew what they were doing and like making connections and like, I remember there was a month earlier this year we were talking like he got like some huge amount of subscribers relative to his channel. Like he's quadruple past me, I think, at this point, subscriber count wise. Like his videos do well because people, he found a good idea. Like people will search PlayStation Plus reviews, be like, should I play Heavy Rain? That's on PlayStation Plus this month. Like, and that's a very complicated thing to answer, but
Garden Time.
I can't reference this vocally, but that video of Scott Shelby doing the shoulder thing.
Yeah.
And just immediately.
That's like YouTube poop the game.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he knows what he's doing, and like I have no doubt in a few years he'll have dozens of thousands of subscribers, maybe even break that 6-digit just because he knows what he's doing. He doesn't give up. He keeps at it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say a lot of people can do that. It's just, it also takes some luck.
Yeah. So it's not all fire and brimstone. It's just...
It's not all fire and brimstone.
Getting weird.
But once you're there, you're on shaky ground, even still is the thing. Like, you can't be secure. Maybe someone digs up a Facebook post you made when you were 14 where you said, like, haha, that is gay or something. And someone's like, well, this is terrible. He probably hasn't changed since then. Fuck this guy. Like, that's a thing, too.
That's a thing that can totally happen.
Yeah.
And probably will happen to everybody at least once.
Yeah. Like, on my Twitter, I used to get in fights with people when I was bored at working at KS. Mm-hmm. And, like, there's this one guy. Everyone on Twitter knew about him. He's kind of terrible. I got in a Twitter argument with him. I did the quote tweet, look at this guy's shit I hate nowadays. I was that person. Yeah. And there's a point where it's like, I just gotta wipe this whole thing because I'm not proud of any of this shit. So, I used to have like 30,000 tweets. I just, all gone. Like, I'm not that person anymore. I don't want people to think I'm that person. Yeah. This was before all this started happening. I just didn't want that on my account anymore.
It's smart. It's like good hindsight to do that.
Yeah. It's not like I had anything terrible to hide. I just didn't want someone to pull that tweet out and be like, look at this guy. And I'd have to be like, no, that's not me. Because some people just see that and they're like, oh, they're terrible? Okay. Never interacting with this stuff. Yeah, I can think of when it happens on Twitter, it's like, man, look at this terrible person. I'm like, well, I'm not paying attention to them now. Like, that's awful.
Yeah, even if it was like 4 years ago.
Even if it was like 4 years ago, yeah. So there's anything could happen. Maybe YouTube is just like, no more gaming content. There's too much copyright risk with a game company. Like, what if Fortnite, they make so much money now. What if Epic Games, the developer, the studio was just like, we just want that money ourselves. We were going to talk to YouTube. We're going to get a cut of every video, people's livelihoods. I bet there's just enough where that would... And they'd have to be like, please look at my Patreon. Please subscribe to me on Twitch. Please donate. Any little thing.
It's not impossible.
I'd say that'd be a bad publicity move, and that would probably kill that game.
Yeah.
But if they got away with it and did that, anything can happen. Nintendo now takes a cut of any video that's content ID matched to their games. So they set up a way for you can do it officially, where they'll take a cut of the cut YouTube gives you. So if you want to cover Nintendo content exclusively, you got to work harder, basically, and hope you get bigger numbers. Or they'll just take all your cut, I think is how they do it, if it content ID matches. Like, if you play Mario Kart 8, and they're like, oh, that's Mario Kart 8.
Nintendo does that.
Yeah. There was a point where Sega of Japan in 2014 was striking down videos of Shining Force, an old-ass 90s video game series, because they were releasing a new game in their Shining series, which is not Shining Force. But they were cutting down all these old video game videos and being like, no, that's copyright strike. You have 1 to 3 strikes now. 3 strikes, your channel's gone. So they're like, we're just going to, that's ours. Take it off. And then Google's like, well, you are the copyright holder. Okay.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I think just because all of this is like relatively pretty new, you like...
No one knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and all these businesses are like, oh, we're losing money.
With that exact accent. Hey. But yeah, like,
but I feel like that reason alone has potential to like turn around just because like you got to refigure some shit out.
Yeah, I think some companies are doing it smartly. Like the Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube account. Someone made a YouTube poop of a Sonic like live panel presentation, right? Where they made the panel people who work for Sega or work on the games react to the head of Sonic team saying Sonic Forces was bad, and everyone went, oh, like stuff an official company account should probably not associate themselves with.
Yeah.
And the guy running the account should probably just watch from work and laugh at it. But they made the social media guy say something like, Sonic sus 38 or something. So you see the official Sonic Hedgehog account in the comments say Sonic sus 38 or something, and then the guys on Twitter are like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what? They're watching it? Like, I feel like that's a smart way to do it. You know, you can't comment on a video where someone says the N-word or something and tie your account to that and be like, haha, great video. But you can get on these weird fringe cases and support that. Sega of Europe is bringing Shenmue YouTubers to like China, where Shenmue takes place. They just put out a video today of like a Shenmue YouTuber like talking about Shenmue and like going through the places it was inspired by.
That's awesome.
Like, there's cool ways to do this shit. Like, you should be, you get into some murky waters. Like, does that Shenmue YouTuber now have an obligation to say good things about the collection they're putting out next month? That's where it gets a little shaky. But I feel like there's more ground lost by striking these people down who are talking about your games to people than to raise them up.
Yeah.
Because like if let's say Sega put my Yakuza video on their Twitter, like maybe more people will check out Yakuza. But if they're like, fuck this video, we don't want you, that's our game. I'm now someone who talks about Yakuza to everyone. And it's like, well, now I'm going to be like, well, fuck. I'll just play it and not talk about it then. Like, that's how you're going to treat me.
Yeah.
It's all weird.
Yeah, and I think the people making these decisions are sort of detached from all this stuff, and that's why it's so weird.
I immediately have a great example coming to mind to support what you said. Atlas, the Persona games, when Persona 5 came out, they had some weird restriction in place, like you cannot stream the game. Or Sega Japan, Atlas, same company at this point, will strike down your account. Everyone in America rightfully went, well, that's fucking stupid. But in Japan, that's there's that translation issue. They're not as familiar with a lot of how the Western market streams games and stuff. So you had employees in Atlas like frantically writing to Japan and be like, no, like, you can't do this. This is like PR suicide. And like a week later they like massage the restrictions kind of stuff. But like, a lot of it is like top level people say like, that's money we're not getting, and not seeing that actually comes back around and like raises. Yeah. What's that saying? A high tide raises all boats or something? That kind of thing?
I don't know. I've never heard that.
Oh, well, it sounds.
I totally get it. Yeah, I totally get it though.
Yeah.
Sort of like different, like off the wall example, but Donkey is known to like not bullshit. He just like says what he thinks about a game for real. And his Assassin's Creed Origins video, he was like pretty much shitting on it. But
if Ubisoft said take the video off YouTube,
that would be ridiculous because I rented Origins, even though I saw that video and like enjoyed it, and I would probably go back and play it. So there's, it's just they're detached.
Like
from...
you like Donkey and you watched that video, and even though he was shitting on it, you saw something you might have liked.
Yeah, exactly.
You wanted to check it out and see for yourself at worst.
Yeah,
which gave you the opportunity to like it. Otherwise, you might have just let that go because we're both kind of reformed or not born again Assassin's Creed fans, but we used to be really into Assassin's Creed. So that video got you to check that out, which is a good thing. Yeah. At least for Ubisoft. Even if you rented it and they didn't get the money, you at least gave it more of a chance than you would have. Maybe the next Assassin's Creed game you'll try.
Exactly. It's buy the DLC, all that. Merch, whatever.
Season pass. Jump off a roof into a hay bale and just sue Ubisoft.
Yeah. Plus Donkey, sort of a comedy channel, so I just took it at that. And it's like,
he has his critical videos, but he's more of a humorous channel.
he still makes jokes. And I was like, well, he's right about a lot of this, but I think I'll still like it. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I know there are people on YouTube, if they say check something out, I'll check it out. You know, as best as I can. Like, yeah, I just know where my tastes align, and if, you know, they share my taste, or even if I don't share their taste, I just know they find something interesting there, I'll probably find something interesting. Like, I mention him every time we hang out, and I feel bad, but like Giant Bomb, the guy who runs that, Jeff Gerstmann, like, I'm not really with him on a lot of his game taste, but he's been like critical of games for like decades. So when something gets him excited and he's on a podcast, like, oh my fucking God, I'm like, there's gotta be something cool here if it's like making him excited. Yeah. So I'll check it out.
Yeah, and even the reverse, a lot of YouTubers that I respect, and like, I thought we shared like almost 100% the same taste. At least 3 different guys like were dogging on the new God of War.
I can think of the people you're talking about. Yeah, at least one of them. Yeah.
And I was like, huh, that's interesting. I'm still gonna like buy that game and love the shit out of it, and I did. So if some executive could just get that in their head, I feel like all this might. I
think the thing is, those executives don't go to YouTube for that content. You know, if they're even,
or if they even consume content at all, they might just consume babies. You know.
I mean, that's probably a better use of everyone's time. Honestly, it helps you live, but yeah, like, you know, I don't see like the head of Square Enix going home and being like cracking his fingers, like, let's see what Donkey said today. You know, exactly. Or like, you know, watching like Game Grumps or whatever. You know, they'll probably watch like a clip someone handed to them and be like, well, they're making money off our game. That's clearly our game. Strike them down. But yeah.
If I was a CEO, that's the first thing I would do. I'd
just be watching YouTube videos in the office all day and like switching tabs and no one walked in. Like, spreadsheets. Those exist. You better believe it too. Papa John's fired.
Oh yeah.
Donkey's whole operation is going to crumble now. There's no more Papa John.
I wonder what he thinks about that.
Papa John was a racist Twitch streamer all along.
Who knew?
Some people just look like jerks, and you can always tell. Papa John, I always got that kind of impression of.
Me too, yeah. Just from the pictures, like, pizza was so good. But
I'm going to leave this pizza box open just so I don't have to look at your face. Basically, it'll get cold.
Yeah, don't put your face on the pizza box, though.
Unless you're the Little Caesar, because
that's a cartoon character. I don't want to look at an 40-year-old man's face while I'm eating pizza.
Plus, the second you're handed a Little Caesar box, you already regret every decision you've made anyway. They could put like anything on that box and you'd be like, you'd be resigned anyway.
Yeah.
Papa John's, though, sometimes there's good pizza in there. And they give you that little pepper.
Most of the time. And that's what sucks.
I don't get them often, but they haven't hit that weird consistency like McDonald's does.
Yeah.
Where like you know what you're getting every time.
Yeah. We need to hit Husson's, speaking of that.
We do need to hit up Husson's. Yeah. That's been one of our months long. Like, we'll do it next time.
Yeah.
So this went places.
Yeah, it did.
I was thinking at worst we'd like talk about places near us that are abandoned we want to go to.
Yeah.
And someone listening in Britain would be like, who cares? But I feel like, you know, we covered some deep topics weirdly. Wasn't thinking we'd do that.
Pretty good. Me neither. I had no idea where it would go.
Yeah,
I thought we would just talk about games the whole time, but
I'll probably edit out everything, but you eating
I hope you don't edit it at all.
Eating babies part?
Minimally. Oh yeah. Definitely.
I'll just put it up like, this guy eats babies? Must click to find out. I'll have a huge yellow text and me going, arr!
With like a Fortnite thumbnail.
With a Fortnite thumbnail, I'll start the video.
With Minecraft.
With the chicken dance. And Minecraft Steve will be next to me. And I'll have a banner pop up saying, Notch is not racist, I swear. Even though he only likes white people. Whatever Notch did on Twitter this week. I stopped paying attention to him a long time ago.
Yeah, I thought he fell off the grid completely.
But anyway. An hour and a half is probably a good time on this.
Yeah, that's great.
You know,
I could definitely go for like another hour at least, but
I'll have you on again sometime. How about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Because the direction I was going to go was just be like, what games are you looking forward to the rest of the year? And I'd be like, Spyro.
Oh man, we didn't even hit on that. We totally could. Next episode, I guess.
Next episode.
Yeah.
Find out the games we were looking forward to. Right, but yeah, thank you for listening in. Next time, I don't know, we'll find out what happens.
We out.
We out. All units.